Hey guys, welcome back to Chapter 3, Section 1. Hope you did good on your test on Chapter 2. If you have any questions, please let me know through email, Schoology, or we can set up a Teams chat. Don't ever forget, some of you don't utilize the Teams chat enough, some do. Okay, so just shoot me a Schoology message. Say, hey, I want to talk about previous chapter, talk about anything in the class coming up. Maybe you're confused about something, maybe you want to know about dates, maybe you're doing something, let me know. I don't have any problem with that. Getting into chapter 3, we're going to talk a little about consumerism. So, this is the first chapter where we're going to start talking about us. We're going to start looking at microeconomics, and your modules are going to begin. So, be very diligent on completing those. Those are very important. They're going to be worth 20 points apiece. You're going to take a 10-point quiz at the end or test, and you have to do them. Okay, so it's very important. If you haven't signed up for EverFi, I'll start posting. I'm going to post that tomorrow. You'll be working on that tomorrow, and it's the consumerism one. Okay, so I'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. But two different things I want to talk about when it comes to income, disposable and discretionary income. A consumer, and pretty simple, a consumer, we are consumers. It's anyone or group that buys or uses goods and services to satisfy personal needs and wants. We talked about needs and wants in chapter 1. What are some things that you think you spend most of your money on? So when kids raise their hand, they spend most of their money on gas if they have a car, food, mostly food, okay, going through the drive-through or whatnot. So if they do have money, or the kids, they talk about me, not they talk to me about what they spend their money on. Most of it is something to do with that. Your ability to consume depends on your income and how much a person wants to spend or save. So when we're talking about these things, some of us are spenders, some of us are savers. Personally, I'm a saver until I have the money, and then I'm a spender, which is not a great thing, but I have to have some type of um, thing that holds me back, okay, when I do get the money to spend it. Okay, so number one, discretionary and disposable income. Disposable is the money income a person has left after all taxes have been paid. So after you've paid, okay, after all taxes have been paid, you still have to pay your monthly expenses, okay? So you have your necessities, you have your heat, you have your house mortgage, you have your cars. So basically, what gets deposited in your bank account is called your disposable income. Now, that doesn't mean that that is going to be your income specifically, unless you still live at home with your parents and they cover every single thing with you. That's going to be your disposable income. Now, when you move out into your real world life, okay, after you've paid everything or some of the necessities to live, that is called discretionary income. Discretionary income. This is spent on any luxury items or entertainment. So after everything is spent, all your bills are paid. That's what your left over is your discretionary income. Okay. So after tax have been paid is disposable. After you've paid all your necessities, discretionary. Depending on how much money you're going to make in your life when you leave my class, when you're done with this online version of this, you are going to be determined where you get spit out in the system after Joe McLean High School and after college or tech school, or when if you get a job right away after school. It's going to depend on your education, what your job is, and your health can all affect a person's earning power and their ability to consume something. Where a person lives also can affect their wages. I had a kid do their business project, and he opened up a business in California, and it was like $1.5 million for that business to be open. But that is very realistic. Sometime go and Google house prices in California. I mean, it is incredible how inflated those house prices are. Even in Embro, PA, we have one of the most expensive living uh, price per square foot for living than anywhere else in the county. We were the most expensive, okay, just about us in Fairview, which is crazy. So it's going to cost you more to live in Embro than it is going to cost you to live in Erie. Okay, so you could buy a really nice house in Erie, but if you want to live in Embro, you're going to have to pay more. Okay, so inheriting money or property can also affect your spending power as well. You inherit money from your parents, from your grandparents. They pass it down to you. They pass down a house. You sell it. They give you land. I mean, that can also affect your spending power, how much money you're getting throughout your life as well, on top of your job. So, what are some of the decisions that we have to make on buying items? So, whether or not to buy an item in the first place, what are some of the thoughts that go through your head? And I just want you to think about it right now. When you go through the grocery line, when you go to buy something, a specific thing you want, or have you ever we're waiting in line and you put something back because you're like, this is just not worth the money that I'm going to spend on this, and you put it back and you're like, oh, thank goodness I did that. I almost made a stupid decision. So, what are some of the reasons for the purchase you are about to make? Do you concentrate on items you may need before buying the items that you want? And do you consider the trade-offs involved? And we've talked about that quite often. Scarce resources. After you've decided to buy an item, at least two scarce resources are involved. Number one, these resources are your income you're spending, your discretionary income, right? After all the necessities have been paid, you have to pay your necessities every month. Okay, so the disposable income is not really going to be how much money you're actually going to have until after you've paid everything. When you get into your real life, and you're going to find that out real quick when you move out of your parents' home. You need to invest time in obtaining information before you buy the item. Many people do not do this, and the buying principle goes as this: only the more expensive the item is means the more time you should invest in researching that item. Okay, so if I'm going to buy a pack of gum, there might be a 3 second process where I'm like, do I like this gum? Do I not like this gum? Now, if I'm going to buy the most expensive thing in my life, which is a house, you should see that house 2, 3 times before you purchase it. Okay, you should take somebody with you. You should research the previous owners. You should look to see where it's at. Is it in a wet area? You should look at every single thing that should run through your mind before you do something with that. Okay, buying a mountain bike, to research different brands, look up prices, anything else. If you're buying a car, researching different brands. Okay, so on and so forth. We talked about opportunity cost as well. We talked about trade-offs and opportunity costs in chapter 2. Open up your books to page 68 and see how people spend their income. So if you want to go ahead and you want to get the online version of the book and look at the opportunity costs, I don't know if it's exactly page 68. I think it is. So remember what I guess it was chapter 1. Sorry about that. Think about whether you should buy the item in the first place and the quality of this item. A high quality product is going to obviously cost more than a medium low quality priced item. But you should consider what you're buying. Okay, if you can buy something that's very comparable, that's an off-brand product, you might want to go with that one. And that's going to be our project today that we're going to look at, okay, when we're getting into our consumer project report. When purchasing an item, you should think about the opportunity cost and whether the higher quality product is important to you. Example, getting the souped up version of a car compared to the basic model. What do you need right now in your life and how do you need it? What can you afford monthly? You might be able to get a pretty good comparable model that's very well thought of brand that's going to be less expensive. Okay, so think about that stuff and think about what you want. Make a rational choice when you make consumer decisions based upon on opportunity cost. What's the next best alternative you're giving up? You are making a good choice, a rational choice. If you always think about what you're giving up to get this product, okay, you're making a good decision. The alternative that has the greatest value from among comparable quality products. Basically, comparable items that have the best product for the cheapest price. Example, the Beats pill. That was something that was like a stereo system that was really good, got really loud, and then there was a jam box. When I went to go purchase this, I bought it like 2 Christmases ago, and I was going to purchase it for my wife's dad, and he likes listening to music outside. So, we were originally going to go with the Beats pill, and I started looking it up, and I was like, wait a second, this jam box, this has cost $29.99 compared to the Beats pill that cost $129.99, and there was like literally 2 decimal points off of the volume. That's it. And it was the exact same thing. They were both waterproof. They were both had everything involved that I needed. Therefore, why wouldn't I go with the Jam Box? That was just because it's called the Jam Box. It's not sponsored by Dr. Dre or whatnot, as opposed to the Beats pill. Okay, when they're getting the same thing, a couple decimal points. And I tried out the volume and I couldn't tell the difference. Therefore, you're just paying for the name brand, okay, on specific things like that. So this is the perfect time to start doing this. We're going to start spending money on Christmas. So think about when you buy these things, if you can get the off-brand product that's the exact same thing that will save you that money and lead to a good rational choice for yourself. And that's what we're going to do here, okay? That's going to go right into what our consumer report project is, okay? So your consumer project report, list a couple expensive goods that you might want to buy in the near future. So this is your project, expensive goods that you may want to buy in the near future. I want you to list them, 1, 2, okay? And then whatever it is you want to buy, let's say I'm doing the Beats pill and the Jam Box. You put the Beats pill over here, Beats pill, and this is the name brand. This is the highest quality one you can get, $129.99. Jambox $29.99. I look up online, okay, information and 10 facts about each product. I list them, okay. What I'm trying to do is make a rational choice here. My original thought is I want to buy the off-brand product that's less expensive. I want to make a rational choice, okay. So I'm looking for an off-brand that's going to be very comparable to the name brand. That's the goal I want, okay. So there's 10 facts, okay, half point for each. Okay, you're going to write at least 2 reviews of this product. I want a positive one and a negative one. Okay, write at least 2 reviews of this product. I want a positive one and a negative one. All right. Advertising method. There's 3 different types of advertising methods. Listen very carefully. There's informative. Informative is going to give you details about exactly the listing, the details of how this product was used. Okay, informative. Informative is giving you the details, basically just listing details and what's on that product. Jambox gets this decimal, it gets this and this and this. Competitive is another one. If you find an advertising method that's comparing it to something else, so maybe the Beats pill will actually compare it to the Jambox and say, it is better in this way. That is competitive. So you have informative, competitive, and the last one that you can pick for the advertising method is the bait and switch. Car dealerships do this all the time. You probably see it all the time. They advertise something in the newspapers that get you to come on the lot, okay, knowing that you will not qualify to buy this product. Okay, so they bait you on the car lot, and once they get you on the car lot, say you wanted to go there for a Dodge Ram 1500, all of a sudden they bait you there, okay, because of the newspaper advertisement, and then they switch you when you get on the car lot, meaning that they bait you there, and then they'll switch you onto a Jeep Compass, okay, knowing that you can't afford that. They show you that you're on the lot, they got you hooked, and there's a good chance that they're going to try to get you to not leave there, and that's how car dealers work, okay? Be very careful on this. So you have 3 advertising methods you're allowed to choose. Number 1, informative, okay, which is listing. Number 2, competitive, comparing it to another price. And number 3, the bait and switch. You have to pick one of those 3, and this is how I'm going to tell if you watch this video or not, okay, on this question right here. So all my good students who are going to watch this video, I'm going to be able to find out and either give you good reviews on this or bad reviews. You circle a winner. Remember, the goal is to make a rational choice and circle this one over here or find an off-brand that you can choose that's going to be comparable to whatever you want. Okay, why did you choose this on both sides, one to win or lose? And then how are you going to save to buy this product? Okay, I'm going to save $10 a month. I'm going to get an extra job. I'm going to use my business, yada, 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 so on and so forth. I want you to pick something that's going to be that you're actually looking to buy that's over $50 in price. Okay, it could be a PC computer, it could be AirPods, it could be a bike, it could be a video, some kind of video game thing. All right, whatever you want to do, that's how we're doing it. If you have any questions, please let me know. All right. The more competitive advertising method is going to be on the next chapter. That's going to be tomorrow. Okay, so be paying attention for that. And you're going to start tomorrow on your modules the day before Thanksgiving break. So you don't want that lingering over your head. Make sure you get that done. If you have any questions, please shoot me a message through Schoology or we can Teams chat. All right, guys, have a good one.